All right, there we go. I think I got it working now. Sorry about that. We had a little bit of technical difficulties. As you can tell, I'm not in my office at home. I'm actually on vacation in my hotel room. Bob is at work, but with the reveal of Helbrecht, I felt like we should talk about it while it's still fresh on everyone's mind. So I am streaming from my phone live to you guys to talk about Helbrecht here for a few minutes. Just kind of share my thoughts on it. I know I wasn't available on Saturday when the big box reveal came out. I'll give my thoughts on that too. Because Bob was able to do that, which is awesome. Unfortunately, I had a prior engagement, so I wasn't able to take part in that, which was disappointing to say the least. But I'll talk about it now. So first, the big thing, Helbrecht is the new model revealed today. So. And he is every bit as awesome as I had heard. I talked to several folks who had seen the model, and they said, think about old art. It the only thing they could tell me, and it delivers 100,000%. This model is amazing. There is nothing that I dislike about it. I don't think. It, uh, it's so awesome. I love that they included a dead orc under his sword, just like in the old art. I kind of wish the orc was more than just like an orc boy, because the old art, it's like almost looks more like a mega knob or a war boss or something like that. But it doesn't matter. It's still the same sort of style, which I love. I think it's great. I love the dude cleaning his sword as it's still embedded in the orc. I always thought that was such a cool touch of the old art. That's like the most 40K thing ever. It's like, yes, I'm going to clean your sword. It's still embedded in the dead guy. So it's such a servitor thing to do. I love it. Um, so um, so yeah, I love that the sword is huge, as befitting the sword of the High Marshals, which was made from Rogaldorn's broken chainsword, reforged into a power sword. And I like that it's now appropriately sized to what the original art was. If you look at the original art, the sword was massive. Like, it was so much bigger. It was as big as Helbrecht himself almost. Um, this one, obviously, now he's Primaris, so he's bigger. And it wasn't, they have scaled it appropriately. The old miniature of the sword just always felt so small. It was great looking, but it just felt so small and tiny. So um, looking at this, they really hit all the marks. They've got his old style, like his design, the way that he has his shoulder pauldrons, Artificer Mark 10 plate in Primaris, which is awesome. Um, it's perfect. I can't say enough good things about it. I love the pose. Usually I'm more of a, and I mentioned this on our Discord channel, which if you haven't checked that out, please come check out our Discord channel. The link is in all of our videos. Really great place to talk Templars. We've got a lot of great folks there, really active community now, which is excellent. So I mentioned this on there. I generally prefer action pose models, like I'm heroically just standing here sort of pose. Usually doesn't capture me, but this is just excellent. Yeah, Bob, chiming in. I know you're at work, so I appreciate it. He said the attention to the fourth edition and the theme of it is awesome. So um, I love that. I love that he has a combi melta. I think this is the first Primaris combi melta or combi anything, which is pretty sweet. Um, the It also looks like, if we look at the close up on it, it looks like an a assault bolt rifle, or they're auto bolt rifles. That's the name of them. We always call them assault because they're assault weapons, which is awesome because now I can they're both, I get maximum shots firing them both I can advance him and still shoot both the melt part and the bolt gun part, which is great. Um, so yeah, I love it. The bionic hand is awesome. I love that they chained the sword to his wrist now, which was something the old model didn't really have. Um, it's perfect. He still has the skulls hanging off his shoulder, which is excellent. And three head options. That is such a cool touch. I was expecting two. I had heard that there was going to be a helmet option, and it does not disappoint. The helmet is probably the angriest looking Space Marine helmet I've ever seen, and it's fantastic, and I love it. I'm interested to see what the third head option is. I know it's two bear heads and one helmet option. We've seen 2 out of 3 of those, so it'll be interesting to see what the third one looks like. Um, I think the head is a lot better than the original sculpt head, which was so bad I cut off on my metal model, so I had to drill that out. That wasn't fun, and I replaced it with a helmeted head. So this is excellent. I think what I'm going to do is actually magnetize all 3 heads, so that way I can, you know, use whatever head suits my fancy at that moment. So I'm interested to see what the other expression is on the helmet, on the other head. But I'm very pleased that we have multiple head options, which is really, really cool to me. And yeah, there is nothing to not like about this model. It is everything and more that I could have hoped for. The bionic hand, Francois, the severed hand, that he always had a bionic hand. Even the old model is bionic, but the studio model, it's painted gold or bronze or whatever, the same color as his armor, so it kind of blends in, honestly. But it's definitely bionic if you take a close look at the old hand. It's also kind of hidden away the where he's holding it. So yeah, but this is just absolutely fantastic model, and I can't say how happy I am enough to get this model. It's I'm really looking forward to painting him. I've got my other Helbrecht painted. Um, I'll post pictures of those for you guys at some point. So it'll be cool to see them side by side, and that's a big honking base too. I'm guessing that that's probably at least 50 millimeters, maybe 60. I don't know. It's probably 50 millimeters because it's certainly bigger than a 40. So we'll see when it comes. My guess is 50, which is big. Um, and so that's actually I mean, good and bad thing. Obviously, makes him a bigger target if he's out in the open. We're not going to do that, right? We're going to have him protected with hordes of sword brethren. But also that means that his auras are going to be that much bigger. So any aura that he projects, if he keeps his +1 strength aura, I'm assuming I'm hoping he will. I'm hoping he keeps Frontline Commander as his Warlord trait, and that we get to keep that because it's such an excellent Warlord trait. So yeah, that would really boost his plus his rerolls. He's going to get the captain's rerolls. The those auras are going to be that much a little bit bigger, which is nice. It's a nice touch. So aside from that, I can't think of anything else that I want to say about this model. I don't see anything that I dislike. I like everything I see. It's very well done. The sword looks amazing. It looks just like the old art. It is a big, huge two-handed sword like it's supposed to be. So definitely, hopefully it gets the stats that it deserves as befitting the sword of the High Marshals, a former weapon of a Primarch, because it's okay right now, but damage 2 is a little lackluster, especially with all the damage 1 stuff, -1 stuff running around these days. So I'd like to see damage 3. Would be nice on the new sword. So we'll see how that goes. So I'll go ahead and give my thoughts now on the new box set, because I wasn't available to stream on Saturday with Bob. So yeah, the box art, first of all, is amazing. It's very, very subtle. and I love that. It's not like huge. Yeah, Jason, I can't wait to see Grimaldus either. He's going to be great. So, but the box art on the new army set, it looks fantastic. I love it. It's very subtle. It just screams Templar. Like, it's not ostentatious. I know some of the box sets have been very like colorful and whatever, and this is just perfect. It has, images on it, but they're dark and black and white, and it just screams Gothic Templars, which is great. I am disappointed. The big disappointment for me, I am disappointed that there's a Redemptor Dreadnought in there. I don't know why. I mean, it's a great unit, so anybody who is looking to get into Templars or doesn't have a Redemptor, this is going to be great for you because they're fantastic units. We have recommended one for a long time, and since 9th edition started, basically. I have one already. Running two is not only plausible, but at least currently in Space Marines is a very solid choice. So, I'm not mad that I'll have another one because now I'll be able to run two, but I'm a little disappointed that we're getting a generic model than any Space Marine. This feels more like a Combat Squad box than it does an army set box. Because Sisters and Orcs got a lot more models, so those are my major disappointments with it. Yeah, I think I was hoping that the 5-man Sword Brethren unit would have been in here, and that would have been perfect. Drop the Dreadnought, give us the 5-man Sword Brethren. And anyway, enough of the things I didn't like about it. Let's talk about all the things I do like about it. This Marshal is fantastic. He's got a full tabard. I know all the Crusaders and the Blade Guard dudes, they have it like underneath their chest armor, which admittedly when that first dropped I thought those were very weird, and I didn't really care for them super much, but they have since grown on me and I like them a lot better now. So to see this guy, the Marshal, with a full tabard is pretty sweet. I love the sword is really cool, and it's chained to his wrist. It's got the cross on the hilt. Plasma pistol is, I hope he has another option because I'll be hawking that off for some other gun, because plasma pistols are generally very bad on characters. They're not worth the points. You get the most mileage out of a plasma gun when you overcharge it, and who wants to overcharge and kill their character on a single one? And since you can't reroll your own ones, it's not something you want to do. It's cool that he has like the circlet, sort of like Helbrecht does. I kind of like that. The belt with the skulls is a really nice touch. I love the leg armor, and the shoulder pads are all really sweet. Very cool, very Templar touches for that. I love the new emblems that are molded on. It's really cool to see, because I remember the old, and I still have a ton of Bits box upgrades from the 4th edition box set, and having sculpted on icons is great, but they are huge and they stick out really far. So having ones that are much more flush is really cool. Sergio, no, you cannot reroll ones to hit on characters. They do not have core. The captain's aura is core only, and characters do not have core. So unfortunately, captains and other characters are not able to reroll hits from that. Now the chaplain in melee with the Litany of Hate does affect characters, but the captain reroll ones does not affect characters, unfortunately. This I'm imagining, based on the fact that this guy has a power sword and a plasma weapon, that this is going to be a unique data sheet for us, because that is not an option that a current Space Marine captain can take. You can take a plasma pistol, and a power fist as an option for a Space Marine captain, but not a plasma pistol and a power sword. So this will definitely, in my opinion, be a unique data sheet. I think the cape is cool. It looks like it's flowing in the wind on him. The only thing that I'm not too hot on is the weird skeleton in the stocks behind him. Um, I'm generally not a huge back banner guy, things on backpacks guy. Depending on what it is, like for special characters, I think it's cool. Like Helbrecht looks great. Um, the Indominus Captains looks really cool. It's like the big iron halo with a skull. But this one, I don't know. It's a little weird to me that he's in stocks. Like I don't why. I don't know. So I may replace that. But otherwise, this model is fantastic. I love it. Moving on to the Sword Brethren. Dude, this model is sick. I love the Sword Brethren model in this. I love how he's just striding forward, ready to kill something. The extra armor plating around the shoulder pad is awesome. He's got a cloak too and a full tabard, and the V collar, is awesome. I love the Templar helmets on these guys. On the let's see, there's a couple. The dude striding forward with his chainsword pointing out. He's got a knight helmet, which is awesome. So really, the sculpts for the Crusader squad are fantastic. I love all the chains. They did a really great job. The Neophytes are also awesome. When I first saw their monk haircuts, I was like, "That's dumb. I'm gonna use a different head." But the more I look at them, they've actually grown on me a little bit. So we'll see what happens when I get them and see them in person. Yeah, the Neophytes are great. I love that they have tabards too. Why not, right? It's everyone with a tabard. I love that they have chainswords. And that bolt pistol does not look like a typical bolt pistol, I don't think. It may be, it may not be. I'll have to look at my assault intercessor guys. Or not the assault intercessors, those are heavy bolt pistols. There's some bolt pistol bits and the intercessor sprue, the regular intercessor. So it may be a regular bolt pistol. But I love that they have chainswords because that means they're getting that extra attack and that AP, which is going to be important. That's a big problem with regular scouts right now is only the sergeant can take a chainsword, and you don't take sergeants in Crusader squads. Or scout sergeants anyway, so they just have knives, which are AP dash. That first point of AP is really important, so from a rules perspective, that's going to be good. I also think their little bolters are interesting. They kind of look like regular old school bolters, but somebody said they could also be bolt carbines. I guess we'll see what they're going to get. So obviously, we're getting cards with the box set, which is tactical cards, which is great. I already have a set of the Space Marine ones, but I love to have some Black Templar ones, so that's very cool. And then the other thing that I'm real excited about is the limited edition Codex. I love that they used the Blanche art for that. So it's fantastic. I love it. The standard cover art is cool. Some flaws have been pointed out with the Sword Brethren's torso, which I won't go into here, but so I'm glad that they used a really classic piece of Templar art. So that's kind of my thoughts on the box set. Thanks for joining me today, talking about Helbrecht and what I missed on Saturday. I didn't miss it, but I wasn't able to stream on Saturday with Bob. Helbrecht overall, my final thoughts. Amazing. I love this model. I can't wait to get my hands on it and paint it. He's going to be a fantastic addition to everyone's crusade, and he looks great. There's nothing bad to say about it. They really hit it absolutely out of the park with this one. Something with these last two reveals that I really like, and even some of the articles they've released recently, is I really feel like GW they understand what our chapter is. During 6th edition, there were some fluff changes, and hopefully I'm going to have some lore videos coming out soon that will go over some of those things with some lore changes that a lot of the fans didn't like. And I really feel like GW has gone back to our roots to 4th edition to draw inspiration for not only our lore but also our miniatures and things like that, and I think that they're really hitting home runs with it right now. So Really excited to see what comes next. We've all heard the rumors that there is a Primaris Grimaldus kicking around, so I can't wait to see that when it comes out. And it'll be great when GW starts giving us little rules previews. We can talk about those too. So hope you've enjoyed it today, guys. I appreciate you watching the stream, and we will catch up with you soon.